that one. Alright. And then let's view this on X real quick. Looks like I have thingy. And then I do this, and then I can pop out chat, and then I can get rid of that. And then that is a thing. Okay. Now let's see if any of the people boop, boop, boop. Oh my god, why does it do it like this? That's annoying. Oh, shit. There's a person. Which person is it? That's the question.
It is I.
It is he.
I had to introduce myself before I could join.
He must introduce himself. Nice.
Yeah, that's what it said. I just clicked the button.
Yeah, that's Discord onboarding for you, I guess. Let's see, what was I looking? I thought of a thing to put on the thing, but then I forgot what it was. Let's see. Bup. Oh, yeah, I wanted to check the crab.fun and see, crab.fit rather, and see whomst all else has appeared thus far. Let's see. It's the one with the question mark, and then I have 4 people who have semi-committed. I'm gonna ping the group chat too, I guess, and see. Have you seen any cool papers lately? Oh shit, we got more people.
Yo, Mike.
Oh, what's up?
What's up, man?
We got people. That's
hey,
crazy.
How's it going?
Going all right. How about yourself?
Good.
Yeah, good, man. I'm down in Dallas right now.
Oh shit.
What
You're
you
like
doing
2
down
hours
there?
away from me.
Oh shit.
Nice. AWS put on a Breaking Bears hackathon, and they wanted Open Interpreter to give a little speech. And Killing was busy, so they sent me instead.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, spreading the good word of open source. It's been fun.
I can dig it. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you found some time to step away for or I guess is the conference thing or whatever over, or still coming up?
I actually left for a late lunch, so I probably can't stick around the whole time. But you know, it's always nice to hang out with you guys. So I thought I just came back to the hotel, relax a bit, and see what y'all up to.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah.
Julia too. Bro, we are in like the same circles.
Cool. We generally are, you know. There's not a ton in this sort of nexus of stuff, but let's see. I have made the mistake of not having a paper in mind already, but I have an old repo. Let me pull the old repo real quick. What do you got?
I have a paper that could be
got
good.
a paper?
I was just talking to I was just going through all my old bookmarks. I'm gathering all my papers that I have saved together. I'm trying to model on them.
Fuck yeah.
And there's several projects right now which are all having the same problems. A lot of people are trying to replicate O1. They're trying to do like reinforcement learning stuff. They're trying to do knowledge graphs. But like validating, right, the model's outputs for accuracy is something where everyone seems to be okay with just kind of asking an LLM if that looks good, which is fun. It just bothers me deeply.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I've just had like so much experience just doing giant scale synthetic data stuff. But I saw that this old repository. Is there like a channel I can post this in, or?
I have one actually.
It's this old repository.
Let me give you guys the roles.
That updated this year.
Let me see if where did I put it? Where did I put it? Basement AGI Club, there we go. Okay, so if I give you guys that role, then you will see, hopefully, the thing. Let's do... Okay, he already has that. Oh, but maybe you need the other one, the secret one that unhides all the things. I forget how it's set up. Yeah.
That's how mine's set up too. Do you have the developer role on my server? Yikes.
I have no idea, honestly. Let's see. Okay.
Like, probably about 80% of my server is like behind a wall of hiding.
Yeah, same.
Smart.
I need to check. Okay, so let me see if this role should let you see the thing, because I think all you need is basement AGI Club. So let's view server as role. And then, okay, and then there's another role that is, what is it? It is this, I think. Because then that'll hide. Oh, but it'll still show that. Okay. Yeah, there should be a section, a category here that called Basement AGI Club. I'll link it over in the chat here, which should be
Oh, I
right
see
there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure if my show hide thing worked. I used to have it all set up where you have to say the secret password and then the rest of the server unlocks. But Red has crashed since then, so I haven't. I have to re-rig it. But yeah, I figure if there's a cool paper, then drop it off there would be my thought. And then also we have general discussion. So let's do new posts.
Yeah, drop that in the general discussion chat.
Yeah.
Oh, should I do it on the forum too? Should I title it?
Yeah, probably title of the paper, and then I figure if we have like supplemental links, or we can probably what we should do is we put the link, we title, so fact check bench or whatever should be the title of the thing, and then whatever notebooks that we're working on, we can just drop them in there if we're like in the event that we sort of like get it started today, but then don't finish it and are still kind of tinkering on it, then we have like a thread for each little paper. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Nice.
Okay.
There we go. Sweet. So fact check bench. Let's take a look at this guy and see.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I literally like 10 minutes ago was when I saw that this had been updated.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it updated in April. And the last I had seen it was like last year. It's apparently been updated actually twice since then.
Huh.
Why are they using GitHub? They get code and everything.
Oh, do they? Fuck yeah. That's the
Yeah, it'll probably have to be updated. But...
the last time that I tried to do this, because I was mostly doing it by myself, I was mostly just finding interesting repos and just running the code in them. Interestingly, half of them don't work, so you know, probably a good thing to do anyways. But let's see.
Oh man, there's a bunch of cool papers in the references too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, let me put this, I'll just stream this thing so that there is visible stuff from within here. Let's see if I do this, and then I do screen 1, I think it'll be that, and then I go that. Okay, hopefully my graphics card won't explode, because it's trying to stream and it's trying to do this at the same time. P.S. should disclaimer, I am like streaming right now, so I don't know, don't like say your social security number and all that shit. I always
My
forget.
social security number is...
You have to get GPT to figure it out. It'll be fine. I remember, so the thought that I had for this was, I think there are a couple of things on GitHub where you sort of just feed it a paper and then it'll try and spit out some like shitty torch code for you to play around with. If there isn't that already, it wouldn't be hard to build. But my thought being, especially if I can make this like happen more regularly, then over time I can sort of collect things that help the process of digesting a paper and what's actually in it, and then turning that into code. In some
why
manner
I'm
or another.
collecting all my papers right now. That would be a phenomenal use case.
Right.
Probably easier said than done, though.
One
At least it seems like it to me, because I've been sweating on it for a while.
In that, like, trying to get the auto code generator for papers? Is that what you're...
Well, yeah, just like any kind of... I mean, ultimately, what I want, and what I won't be satisfied until I have, is something where I can be like, hey, check this paper out, and then I just get like a working draft of everything that's important about it in front of me. But Notebook LM is kind of a step in the right direction, at least.
Very much so. I'm a huge fan, actually. What I was looking for is, I think Kai had something that I wanted to test, and I think at some point he sort of put together a thing that was supposed to do more or less this, and I wanted to see if it actually worked, but I have to find it. I wonder if I started it or not. Annotated deep learning paper, annotations, implementations. Although, yeah, I have a couple of things stashed that are like good data sets, actually, if we end up like making an...
Yeah, you should send them to me.
Yeah, this one especially is...
If it's like code and archive stuff, like just send that to me. I'll put it in the model and you can use it.
Hell yeah.
It's mostly just like researchy stuff. I mean, I don't know if I should deploy it, but for like just figuring things out, I think it'll be good.
Oh, this
Or at
website
least
renders
gives us an
this.
idea of the signal for like where to go to figure that out,
So
like
yeah,
how
I'll
to improve the models in that direction.
yeah, definitely. Let me open, or I guess I can. Let's see. I'm gonna put it in the basement AGI club thing, just general discussions, because there's a the normal website is side by side, and then the GitHub repo is like the code of that stuff. But the idea
Mm.
being, this is sort of a random collection of like neural network. I think it's just like 60 of them, sort of chosen at random, where the paper is like annotated, and then there's code on the side as well, I think. Um, so feeding a model such things, and then feeding in another paper and going fill in the blanks might be something worth doing, I think. Let's see.
I tried to do I tried to do something similar back when we were making like I was helping somebody to attempt to implement the Phi 1 pipeline back before that had really been implemented, and it did not like it was very difficult to remove hallucinations from like very critical aspects, no matter how we configured it. And as far as I'm aware, he's still trying to figure it out. And this was about a year ago,
Hmm.
and he worked at CERN. He was not incompetent. It was I think fill in the blanks. I, I think there's going to be something heuristically different. At least like from because what we were trying to make happen was like you have a vector database and you basically ad lib together documentation, but retrieval is just not causal. So like it's just very difficult to yeah.
Well, my thought being, it's like an end shot, right? Where it's like you do sort of a question answer pair for the missing thing. So you do paper annotation plus code, paper annotation plus code. You do it all in context learning, and then you say like you throw it at like O1 preview, and you go, okay, well, do this again, um, and see
If
like
the context constraints are like
what's that?
make that doable, then that sounds like that would work. Like if the context constraints are fine,
Yeah, I don't see why not. Like
you know,
they're really
yeah,
good. Like you could sort of try
yeah,
to.
context has gotten ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like it's very like naive, but you know, context is king, man. Especially with how
context learning is
powerful.
strong, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And with how powerful
Yeah,
these
because
things are
Alvin's
these
running
days, you know, it's
he
pretty
was
good.
running the new quantization framework he developed on Mistral Large on like one of our nodes, and he was complaining about how restricted it was on memory when we were only parallelizing it over two A40s. And like while he was complaining, he was like showing me the screenshots of like the metrics, and it was like 800,000 tokens of context. And I was like, yeah, dude, that sucks. Oh, how terrible. You know, it's
Right.
really funny because we were so spoiled so quickly.
Oh yeah.
Like what was it, like 2 years ago? It was like 512, and you were sweating it for compute.
Oh, the good old days. Let's see. I want to say there's like a secondary. I want to find and see if there is a thing. Like looking for the auto paper implementer. It might have just been a template, unfortunately, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do here. I think it's. I want to say it's. Is it this? Can I do? Okay, so that should be. Hmm. I thought if I just do
Me
this.
too. One time, it's terrible.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. God damn it. That's not it either. Let's see.
Uh,
Well, uh, uh, um, if this has an implementation, I suppose we could just like run this and see if it works, or pick one of the like related papers. You said there's some cool ones there.
Uh, maybe. What cool ones where? Related to what?
The fact check GPT or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you go down on the paper to the related section, yeah, there's like a bunch of other fact checky stuff.
Hmm. Let's see. Is that gonna? Let's see. Trying to think. Oh, maybe this'll have it. And then I go. If I do that. Mm, perhaps not. I'm afraid.
No.
And then I wonder if there's. I wonder if like Lucid Drains has like any little helpers that he's got, because he likes to implement papers a lot. Let's see.
Usually it's like model architecture. I haven't seen anything on this repo for more like application stuff. But I mean, theoretically, the move is like you go to archive, you get like a link to archive, like user inputs link. Link grabs the latex from the API of the paper, right? You just like chunk and embed based on the format, or you do the lazy chunking for those embeddings. And then it shouldn't be too bad to do retrievally stuff at least.
Yeah, I mean, like it's certainly buildable, but I am much lazier than that. So I need to see if anybody else has already done this for me. So the idea being, hit the people that I know attempt to implement papers often and see if they have any thingies lying around.
I usually end up just using Claude
Yeah, that's the
or
next
like something with
move.
long context. Yeah, but it's hard to do that just because the access to Claude is like very restricted. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not hard to do that. It's hard to do that in a way that like enables access right to the tool. But I mean, I guess like having Claude being able to do that easily for is like way more access than what anyone has now. So
Just in terms of like the naive, like chuck a paper at it and say, "Give me some code" type thing, or
yeah, because you have to either like get the account and go on the interface and go to the projects directory and like set up a project for all that, and then you get like a few responses every 5 hours, or you have to do the API and it's like quite expensive.
is the API? I don't know. I feel like Claude Sonnet is not that expensive of an API, but maybe I'm.
Uh, I mean, it depends on the scale that you're using it, I guess. To me,
Yeah.
it feels really expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if I was dumping like entire papers all the time, but one or two every now and then is not too
Yeah, I
much of
think
an
they
issue.
implemented caching recently
They
too,
did,
so it
yeah.
actually should be cheaper.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That does not look like it would work. Okay, then I think, dig around. Let's see. Let me see. Implement. Come on. I believe. 131 stars matching implement? Oh no. Okay, well, we'll scroll fast. Because I swear that I swear that I've found one at some point. Just need to track it down here. If not, then I'll search a little bit, and then worst case, then I think what we do then, or my thought would be, I'm just gonna rip a couple of Lucid Drains repos, and then grab the papers and then stick them into like Claude Engineer or something, and be like, just build me one of these.
I mean, do you need a list of papers?
Um, I mean, yeah,
So I got a giant one, like literally right in front of me in this moment.
if you have the ideal thing that I want is Let me think. I think the ideal thing that I want is maybe I'm wondering, so like one file that is all of the text of the repo, right? And then possibly the same file, maybe another file that is just all of the text of the paper. And I go paper, code, paper, code,
Oh well, you
paper,
can just
code.
you can just hit the papers with code API,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it has the paper and the code.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that
So
would be, or like, I think I have a script that
if
should.
that's what you want, ideally, like that's what that is.
Is it just like
Like
the?
it's the whole database is literally just papers with code. Yeah, it's papers with code. It's the website.
Yeah, I guess I would. I guess I could just ask Claude to give me something that hits that API and then pulls the full text. Because the thing that I'm not sure it would do is um, the entire repo as one
The
file.
code is
You know
usually
what I
like
mean?
a GitHub repo link. Oh yeah, so okay, so the code is the GitHub repo link. I actually
Oh,
have a
okay.
script here that I wrote earlier that will pull namespaces from GitHub, and it'll do a copy like a git clone, and then it'll remove all the files that aren't like a markdown or a Python script
Mm,
into the subdirectory.
I think I have one
And
of those
then I was
too.
about to write some code after I got all these papers to parse it all into like a directory structure shaped JSON with like the abstract syntax tree for the codes in the keys so that I could get like the actual repo structure as an abstract syntax tree.
Damn.
I don't know if that's useful. That might be like really, really token dense if you try to parse that though.
Like I was just gonna do it way more naively, is because I have a script I
I've
think
just been like,
to dump a repo just into a file, and then often, and then thirdly after that is to just like print the file structure as like an ASCII tree and just chuck it all into an
hmm.
LLM. But that sounds far more far more engineery than my.
Well, the downside to like what I'm doing like for that use case is that like the repo structure and all the code is preserved, but since abstract syntax trees, it's like really, really token heavy.
Yeah.
So it's probably not the move to use my code here for that. Yeah.
Let's see. Mm-mm. Ooh, I have a fun repo called hyperdimensional computing. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it sounds cool.
I like that.
Let's see. Efficient Gaussian. I searched for implementation in my stars, and there's like 30, like half of this list is just cans. Like, I clearly have a problem. Let's see. Okay, let's do. What's the search query for this? Auto implementer. That's gonna be super sloppy. We'll see. We'll see what we can.
I mean, you could just search like archive, and probably you'll get quite a lot of them.
Yeah, probably, huh? That's probably the move. Although we'll see if that found an archive sanity preserver from Carpathy. It's gone in the stars.
Oh, cool. What's that doing?
It's web interface for browsing, search, and filtering recent archive submissions. I don't know exactly what it is. Digest responsive web pages. I would be. Yeah, there's plenty of like chat with paper. I'm surprised there's not a like give this a try
Because the models can't
kind
really
of thing.
code like that.
I mean, I
Also, like,
believe.
what's like who's the use case for? Like all 9 people who.
I honestly freaking I think that the look at cool AI papers niche is quite healthy. Thank you very
Oh
much.
yeah, the
But
look at cool AI papers niche is quite healthy. The
mm,
implement cool AI papers niche, I mean, it's also pretty healthy. Honestly, it's more people than it should be,
yeah, yeah,
but
right.
definitely much smaller.
Let me check actually the group chat and see. We looking for a paper to implement. Let's see. I want to see if I can get like Adam and Brandon and probably like Niston and maybe Farouk to come by one of these times. The original reason why I
Yeah, I can
started
hit them up.
the original reason I started it was I think Niston and Farrell and I did it one weekend where we were I think it was like the BitNet paper, something big came out and we ended
Dude,
up just like
Niston went so crazy on that.
yeah,
Like,
right.
man went hard.
Yeah. But we ended up doing mostly just like the paper breakdown because it's like you really have to have a good grip on the paper. And
Mhm.
then they never showed up after the first like week, but I probably didn't advertise it or make it that clear that I was going to keep doing it, anyways. But now,
Notebook LM, dude, have you used that
hmm
yet?
I have been a
Oh my
notebook.
God.
I have been a notebook LM shill since the day it came out. That shit is so fucking useful. Um,
I tried it when it first came out and I didn't really get it because it couldn't code. And then, like, in retrospect, I was like, oh, that's probably what I was supposed to do with it. And then I didn't try it again until recently. And, like, when I tried recently, it was breaking my brain. It was really good.
yeah, I mean, I
And the
don't.
data is probably so freaking good that Google's stockpiling for that.
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, the data is probably cracked. Yeah, I don't really
Oh my God,
necessarily
dude.
use it for.
Multi-turn conversational, like, whoa.
Well,
Just
multi-turn.
machine learning.
I mean, multi-turn conversational, and then what pieces of context did each user drop or
Yeah, dude. And
include in
audio,
each
even.
query? Yeah, yeah, the audio
Oh
thing
my
is
God,
crazy.
dude. Labels, human labels, Lord.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be yummy.
Your human labels are the labelers. You know everything about them. You know where they live. You have pictures of their
Yeah.
house. You know their angle of momentum when I went
Oh,
to the bathroom last.
oh God.
Dude, Google is cracking out, dude. They do
Yeah.
not care at all about anything
Mhm.
anyone else is doing, I'm sure.
Mhm. Mhm. The um. The yeah, Notebook LM has been super. The thing, yeah, I don't really use it for coding all that much, although I do use it for digesting documentation a lot, and or any like
Yeah.
basically anything where I have to like
Studying that is the use
organize,
case. It's so salty.
like I've
So
just
solid.
yeah, just like organizing large amounts of information down into little chunks and then rearranging them. Anytime I have to do that, then Notebook LM is I go fucking jump on that shit. I haven't even played with it since they introduced the audio thing though, honestly.
Dude, it's good. It's really
I
good.
can imagine, yeah.
They like improved it. Like it's not just that they added this like podcast feature. They like all it's like also just been improved generally.
Hmm. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Like I'm pretty sure I've got like a good grip on what Google's planning to do with this LLM thing because I've been calling it so far, right? Like and like now they're actually doing the integration into like all of the things. But I know that like this is technically probably not a great thing just because of the amount of data that they have on everyone and like the data practices they have, but also
Yeah.
I can't fucking wait. It's like I really want to use it because like I'm pretty sure what's gonna end up happening is Gemini is gonna connect all those things together, and then Gemini is gonna also just know everything in your Google Drive, which by the way, for like $20, it's like 3 terabytes of data plus whatever else they have already on you. So it's like that thing's gonna know fucking everything
Well, yeah,
all the time. It's oh my gosh.
well, you know what's fucking weird is that I think they just changed it, but when I was on the work Google account, and we were like primarily working out of Google Drive, and so I was like, oh, Gemini should be cracked at this. Turns out it's like turned off on for business uses.
It's not for me.
It was for a while, I
How do you
think. I think they just
I don't know.
kicked it on, like, but there was a good chunk of time where it you couldn't when it was like an officially a work space or whatever. Like my personal account would work, but if I went onto the work one, it wouldn't. But it could have been a permissions thing, but I think we tried to turn it on and it wouldn't turn on. But I think that
Yeah,
is
it doesn't
now
help that
resolved.
the workspaces like term system. I mean, it's like simpler than like Azure's or Amazon's, but still,
Yeah.
like it's still definitely in the domain where it's like I get why they're charging money for customer support. I mean, I get how they justify charging money for customer support, anyways.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Hmm. It's for rag of archive papers. God, I really want to like. I feel like there is something that I've seen at some point. I wonder if. Let me see if I have something in my vault for it. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. Awesome archive. Oh wait, awesome archive might be awesome collection of things related to archive. Please, please. No. Cringe.
So Archive, yeah, like it's because you can just hit that API so easily. Like I imagine the tooling is going to be pretty restricted to we hit the API guys. Um,
Yeah. But yeah, I swear I've seen somebody that
the
was like,
use case
"Hey,
of like,
here's a thing that doesn't really work, but it's cool."
well, I liked the idea of the in context learning thing. I think like doing that is a good idea. I think it's not. I mean, I can send you the code I have now for at least just pulling and parsing GitHub repos.
Yeah, sure. I mean, shoot it
Here.
over. It couldn't hurt to have it, right?
Yeah, and like all you really have to do is like stick this code. You basically pass the link to the GitHub from uh from your papers with code query. Pass the code to the pass the GitHub link, go to that. It pulls the GitHub repo. It gets rid of everything except for the markdown of the Python and directory structure. And now that's like not that many tokens really usually, so you can just
Mm-hmm.
paste that like the tree for that in the code directly in, and then the paper directly after or before,
Mm-hmm.
and then just okay, now do a code base.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
mean, it
might.
depends on how much you want to format and clean it, but like it's not that bad really.
Well, yeah. I mostly just as long as it's only if it's just Markdown and Python, then that should work just fine. Because that's usually what I have it. I have it like take out the git ignore and all that shit. Um, Seems AI engineering and research. Oh, what is this? Maybe. Let's see. I guess I can show my GitHub search so it's not as boring for any potential viewers here. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. This might be the guy. Let's give it a little star here, and then let's check out their hosted version. I see autonomous baseline creation automatically builds ML AI pipelines, papers with code and archive integration, smart debugging file system, comprehensive tools, interactive CLI, weekly report. Actually, this just sounds cracked in general, but
Yeah,
so
send me that link.
yeah. Let me drop it over to you here. Bloop. And then put it in the lounge there. Start with Kaggle competitions. MLE agent. Oh shit! What's up, Holly? How's it going, buddy?
Hey, what up, what up, what up?
Shit, been a minute. How you doing?
Oh, I'm in Kubernetes hell.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, would you like to come play with some boring old PyTorch? Nothing containerized, maybe a notebook or two, you know? Nice and easy.
No.
You should always containerize your PyTorch.
Yeah,
Don't
true,
listen to him.
actually.
You
No,
should
I
containerize.
should not say that Python environments are any better than Kubernetes hell. So sorry, you've stepped from
Yeah, if you're
frying pan
Extra
into fire.
masochistic, you get to deal with both.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see.
I've been doing like dev containers on VS Code. I've been really having like, a lot of fun with that. I think you can probably tie those into a Kubernetes platform.
What was I was doing something with dev containers recently. Oh yeah, I was trying to get dev containers to work on code server, which was a giant pain in the ass. Which wouldn't have been that much of a pain in the ass actually if I wasn't trying to run code server through Coolify, so that I could avoid getting trapped in Kubernetes hell. Jokes on me, I'm just trapped in Coolify hell instead. So all's well that ends well. Let's see. I kind of want to just take a crack at this, see what happens. Let's see. So this is roadmap, Kaggle mode, local rag function zoo, generate AI. This just seems useful, dog. I'm gonna just snap this guy up and see what happens. Oh yeah, let's check repx.app. Are you going to make me sign up to a wait list for your open source project again?
I do the same thing.
It annoys me so much. I was trying to yes, I think it was earlier in the week. I was trying to do, what was I trying to do? Fuck, my brain just like thought of a different thought and then derailed completely. There was something I was trying to do and it was interesting. That's the moral of the story. Oh yeah, I remember now. I was trying to do like a little review of the like open source cursor alternatives or whatever. But so
oh
there's
man, I was looking for one of these yesterday.
looking for open
Couldn't
source.
find anything.
There are some.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything really good. Everything was tied into Olama, and it's like we don't use that.
Mm,
You know, I didn't want to have to learn how to VS Code works to make my own extension.
well, my general experience with the ones that we found were Pear, Melty, and Void, but all of them are like.
I didn't find any.
Oh really? Well, yeah, it took us a little bit of looking, but we found some. But they're mostly either VS Code extensions or VS Code forks, just like Cursor is, and they basically just have less things implemented than Cursor does.
There's one that looked pretty good. It was called Continue. You see that one?
Yeah, Continue's sort of the I guess you would call it like the meta for like local model E type copilots, or like I'm pretty familiar with Continue at least, but yeah, I mostly what I've done is almost rigged my NeoVim to have all of the Cursor features except the extension that I use that was like kind of the workhorse for it has now decided to like stop building itself. So unfortunately I have lost those features until I can figure out what the fuck's going on.
Which one is that? Which extension?
The two primarily are Avante.nvim and then Aider.nvim are the two workhorses, I would say. There's a couple of like other little sprinkly guys, but those would be the big guys.
No, they're good ones. And sorry, did you say one is not working for you, or?
Yeah, Avante isn't at the moment. Because it won't do the build step for some reason. I don't know why. It keeps telling me to build Avante, and then I try to manually run like Avante build, and it just doesn't. There's no feedback in my NeoVim, so I'm not sure what the fuck's going on. So I'm just following the issue of it, I guess. An AI research assistant. What is this? Okay. What is this? I forget why I was checking my email. Right. It was because I wanted to see if I was going to get unwaitlisted. Right, that's where I was going. So for the Cursor kind of OSS alternatives, they're all waitlisted, but you can build them all from source. But it's just like a pain in the ass to build them from source. There's just like want you to email them to get the binary. It's fucking weird. Seems to be the thing these days. Why is this? Juicing video supply. Substack goes after Twitch. Okay, why would you put that in the title of your email and then not include any information about it? What the hell? Obnoxious. Okay, so did these guys immediately let me into their thing? No? Okay, then I'm building it from source. Fuck you. Let's see. Okay, do we have get started? Pip install or build from source? I think we want to build it from source. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do here. So, let's go repos, and then let's go. I don't want this one. Hello, please. Why is this terminal acting so weird? What the hell? Very strange. Sure. Okay, I'm just going to do a normal git clone. I don't know why they wanted me to do that here.
Yikes, I just noticed you're using Alacrity. Have you played around with the hints yet?
No, I didn't even know that was a thing. What is
So
it?
I didn't either. I just started configuring it last night when someone at the hackathon told me. So with hints, you can have it set up where you do a hotkey. So for example, I've set up Command E will regex through whatever's displayed in your terminal, looking for certain patterns. So I have it set for like
Oh,
Python
fuck
files,
yeah.
Markdown files, pretty much like editable text. And then it just puts a single character shortcut, so like JF whatever. And then I actually have it where you can write a command. So when I do Control E, it puts the shortcut beside each Python file, and then with the one I select, it opens it in NVim. So it's just like 3 key presses to open up a file now.
That's spicy. I'm going to have to read up a little bit on the... Where, is all the features kind of in the, like, probably Alacrity docs config kind of section?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm happy to share my my
Yeah, let me
Alacrity
get
toml
them.
with you too.
Let me get them dot files, bruh. Absolutely. Sounds
Yeah.
glorious. But that would be helpful because then I could just Control E, fucking grab my clipboard and clone it. Save me a couple of keystrokes. But I was using my normal terminal, but then why was I? Oh yeah, it was because I swapped. I installed LazyVim the other day, and it kind of needs Alacrity in order to actually work. Okay, if I go into MLE, I go here. We go pyenv. That'll work. Oh, I wonder, I might have to move this to the thing that actually has GPUs. Oh wait, no, because this is just helping me do the thing. Okay. Cool. And then pip install E here, I think that's what it was said. Okay. Now, do we have docs and or usage? That would be real cool. So that's reports. Oh, I really hope this has like a help or something. That would be really nice. Features, contributing. Well, in the meantime, I suppose we can look for more stuff in theory. Where was my GitHub? Is it here? No. 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 Oh yeah, I should see if I have a think I have my chat running. Let me see if there's a chat to interact with here. I think it's, did I put it over here? No. I always forget that I have stuff up, that there are other potential people in. There it is. Okay, cool. And then can I see the thingy? Okay, I can. Excellent. Alright, so MLE agent is in theory working right now. We'll see. Nice. Okay, cool. That's gonna distract me. Let's do that. Okay, chat, integrate, Kaggle, new, report, serve, and start. And web. Okay. Do we have like actual docs though? That would be really cool. If we did. See if you put it on your, are your docs behind a waitlist too? That would be fantastic. Hey, they have actual docs. Fuck yeah. Start the project under the project directly, summarize and report your code, chat with your code, quick start with a public data set. Use public data sets. Okay, start a Kaggle task. I don't know that I necessarily want this. Let's see. Yeah, it needs a API token. Train an edge model. Use Olama. Okay. Let's try MLE integrate, I guess. See what happens. MLE new help. Okay. Emily, new test project. I think. See.
It's taking me so long to pull all these fucking GitHub repos.
You know, it takes a
It's
while.
been 6 hours now. 6 hours.
What are you doing with them? What do you mean by pull them? Just pull the code?
Yeah, like literally just Git cloning
what the
with
fuck?
the memory limit and only the Python and Markdown.
What are you cloning? How many fucking repos are you trying to do?
Not a trivial number.
Okay, fair.
That's never a good answer.
Let's see. Okay, well, so we'll start with.
Last I checked, it was like 45,000.
Make sure I hide this.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that might take a little bit. Let's go here.
Yeah, I just don't feel safe unless I pull way too much data and then parse it down myself.
Right.
If I do it in the pipeline, I feel like I might fuck something up and miss something. So much ridiculous data right now. I haven't trained any models in like a good like month. So I've just been like stockpiling data sets like crazy.
Stockpiling data set, nice. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've.
Yeah, I have 4 billion rows of preference data, like human labels right now. I don't even know what to do with it.
So that should go there, and then I should, but I don't. Oh my god. This clipboard will be the death of me, dude. I keep trying. Is that gonna work? What about that? No. Maybe that'll go in the right register. Okay, we'll see. And now do I get it? I do. Okay. So I have to use that version of Diabim. So let's do that. Tavily. Use Tavily in a little bit, but that's a good sign. Hopefully it'll be doing some research.
These overall look pretty painless to set up.
Which one? The thing I'm looking at? The MLE
Oh,
agent?
just like what I'm looking at. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, like, I don't know. It's a scary looking repository.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of emojis in there.
There is, yes. It's always terrifying. And then this should be this. Yeah, I don't even have to, like, make an environment file manually. It'll just do it. Okay, cool. So let's clear, and let's clear. And we can turn the screen back on now. Okay, let's see. MLE help. Let's see, what do we got? What do we have now? Let's MLE integrate. I want to know what this does. Configuration. But I just configured it. What if I go into... If I go in here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, GitHub, Google Calendar, or Kaggle. Let's integrate GitHub, because I think that's what we need. Although Kaggle's got... Does Kaggle have, like, papers and code for it? Or is it just, like, contests or whatever?
Both.
Well, then
But
maybe...
Papers with Code, I think, is the most direct resource.
Well, this thing is asking for Kaggle, and I'm wondering if it's just so that it can...
Oh, maybe it's for compute?
My guess... Well, so it says it can help you do Kaggle contests, so I'm wondering if it's just like, hey, if you're doing a thing on Kaggle, then I need the API key, otherwise you can ignore it. Or if it's like, I can still pull useful information from Kaggle regardless of what you're doing. Kind of deal. So I guess we'll see. Okay, make sure I'm not leaking my API keys everywhere. Okay, there we go. Oh, file not found. Okay, how do I... And the Kaggle Python API installed. So I gotta pip install Kaggle, I think. Okay, yeah. And then Emily integrates. Now can we Kaggle? No. I need .kaggle, kaggle.json. Okay, we're gonna copy that, and then let's see. Do they have like a JSON file I'm supposed to download? Because this does not exactly correspond to what the thingy is asking me. There we go. And then we will move this to oh, you know what? This will be faster in terminal. E-agent, what is this thing called? Oh, Okay, so this is in dot Kaggle. Where did this go? The Kaggle to Kaggle. Okay, cool. I'll be right back. 1 second. You know what I just thought of was there are a couple of papers that I really want code for that there isn't code for, but I think most of them
Mm-hmm.
are for. They're not model architectures. They're more like distributed training, like federated learning, like type things. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure that they will have provided even enough information to test. Nor am I, or like I have a couple of boxes to, in theory, try and network them and do something federated. But my thought being, is there any papers that you guys have seen that you wish there was code for that there is not? Because that would be a good place to start, I feel like.
More than I could ever remember,
What is
like all of them.
pick your top 2, 3, 4. I don't know. What's the one that comes immediately to your mind is like, God damn it, why don't they have that yet?
Uh, but I don't know.
Well,
Mm, the GPT-4 system card.
well, fucking. I mean, we can try it. We can do a, like that was the
It's
other
mostly
thought.
like classifier stuff, really. Like it's doable.
The Yeah, my other thought was like if nobody showed up today, then what I was probably going to do was just go through the Karpathy GPT-2 from scratch and then do like the fast AI thing and do like the sort of deep learning fundamentals type
You
shit
should
that I
do that.
never did.
You should do all of that. You should really, honestly, you should just
I
drop
just
this and do that instead.
yeah, right.
But
I
it's
think
so important. Like at least the Carpathy stuff, like just walking through all of the logic from beginning to end one time is 95%. Like once you're just like, okay, okay, I get it. Like I see what's going on here.
yeah.
That's like that makes everything else so much easier.
Well, I have a great excuse to do it now because there's like a the West Coast ML people, which is like a bunch of fucking professors get together and nerd out about deep learning shit on Thursdays, I think it is. They're doing a series on attention is all you need, where it's like, okay, we're gonna go through like every fucking sentence in this and make sure that it all makes sense. Um,
I mean,
So,
I would be down to just watch the Carpathy video with you if you wanted to do that. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to like change the topic if
well, that's what
I
I'm.
mean, because I'm also interested in replicating papers with the code for sure, because it's literally what I was doing today.
Right.
But you know,
Yeah, and well, absolutely. My thought is that because like last week I actually had I was trying to work a bounty and it was kind of helpful to stream because then I felt obligated to actually work on it every day. So I could probably do the same with the Carpathy video, and then
honestly,
actually
like
learn things.
there's so little access to good info in the space, and people don't still know about the Carpathy videos.
Well,
And
yeah, I feel kind of like
I
lucky
can
to have found like all the little side stashes of like, well, if I had time to do all this, I would be a fucking god. But I am not making time to do it. So,
But if you want
but
to
yeah,
like do
no,
a
totally.
regular thing,
Hmm.
then I can probably I can foresee, at least if I like push it on Twitter and stuff, I can definitely see a bunch of people being interested in like figuring stuff out that way and just like watching the streams rather than having to do it themselves. And we could probably
Yeah,
get like
totally.
some nice like social pressure from all of the adoring fans and stuff.
Seems glorious. Yeah, the that's the other part of why I'm kind of kicking this back up is because over at the Latent Space Discord, we were sort of discussing like we do a paper club where we just sort of like go over paper every week, and then we were sort of discussing like okay, we kind of want to spice it up a little bit and make it cooler, and then I was like, oh well, I used to try and get together people to try and implement papers, so we could just do that in tandem with whatever kind of the paper of the week is over at Latent Space. So in theory, there is content series number A of let's all fucking get together and see what we can like for given paper A, see who's managed to put what together, and then kind of go over it and shoot the shit about it, and then series number two can be a like I am learning this so you don't have to type thing. Could be kind of fun. Let's see. Okay, so Kaggle's ready to go. So join a but I don't want to join a competition here. Can understand competition requirements. Although, wouldn't it be kind of funny? I wonder if I can create a Kaggle competition that's just a private competition that has all of the rules of the thing that I want this thing to do. Does that sound too
Well, you
too
could
convoluted?
just create a normal competition and then
Well, I suppose,
just
yeah, it could
assign
just
those
be an
rules. Because I don't know
actual,
that
yeah.
Kaggle has any kind of yeah, like you could even take if you still have like compute access. I mean, I have some compute access I would put into
Hmm.
something like that, and we could just do like a Google, because like Google has a Docker for collab, so you can just pass out like you could just like visible devices in the container, and then pass out the collab notebook that's on your infra, and give them like a GPU and some CPU access, and like go for it, guys. You know?
Yeah, yeah, no, that actually sounds a good bit because we did at one point have like a Jupyter lab up, but like trying to keep that thing up and running with the correct access and all that shit was
Yeah.
a giant pain in the ass. So if I can just real quick like throw up a collab container and leave it up to whomever for a while, then I might take a crack at that.
Yeah, I think we'll have to like we might have to make like a dev container thing, but like dev
Mm.
containers is nice because you can run them inside of another container as environment. So you can put your container into like a clean environment that doesn't have access to your base environment, and then run a container for each subset of the hardware. And then that way, if they do something whack that blows everything up, you still have like that extra shell on the outside to like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
throw away and start over.
That would be the thought. Although, yeah, Docker and Docker gets a little bit tricky, but um, in
It seems
theory.
okay, I mean, yeah, fair. But you could also just tell them to do it on collab.
Yeah, that's the
I mean,
other
they get
thought.
plenty of free compute that way too.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think,
Yeah, be like, yeah, collab's fine, Kaggle's fine. Here's some resources.
well,
Go at
yeah.
it,
So
guys.
you can when you're I'm like looking at the Kaggle competitions creator thing, and you can just enable notebooks for it, so they'll actually hand out a little bit of compute for
Yeah,
you
there you go.
if you just do it. But the
Well,
thought
there's another
being,
link. You go look from collab.
hmm?
Here are the links. That's nice too. So like maybe it makes way more sense not to actually. do the back end for the collab ourselves, because then that takes us out of the ability to just like strict share a collab link, and
Yeah, the only issue I see with Kaggle is that there may not be enough compute, but I think their compute budget is actually
they give
pretty
you like
healthy.
50 hours on
Yeah,
like
something
two
like that.
T4s for
Hmm.
yeah, like every week. Like they
Yeah.
give you quite a bit, and then Google gives you a bunch too. Like they get A100s on there. Like it's
Yep.
not a bad, even for like scale use case, not a bad investment to just get Collab Pro, because I get like
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think 250 A100 hours like every week for like $20.
You can also
Or
like daisy
L, like I mean I
chain.
use all the L4 hours, but
Yeah.
like
You can daisy
yeah, and then when you
chain
have
like
Pro too,
the
you don't
the
even
other
have to
ones. Yeah.
use the notebook.
Hmm.
You could just open the command line on there.
Yeah. Between.
So like you can make it just free compute. Like it's
Well,
crazy.
exactly. I actually
Well, not free, but yeah.
back when I was very compute poor. I'm still compute poor, but less so these days. But back when I was very compute poor, I got together a list of all of the places where you could get free compute from, and it was like Colab, it was Kaggle, it was Paperspace.
Okay,
I think had a free one for a while. It was Hugging Face
they
had
still do.
some. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you sort of
Look,
like
yeah,
daisy chain
dude,
all
keep
those
the list.
together. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
If you put the advertisement for the competition in the list, like if you make the about the list and then you mention the competition, you probably get shit with people in, right? Like,
What do you
yeah,
mean?
here's the compute to do it. Here's the competition. Let's go, guys. Because people will go to that with no intention of doing any kind of competition just to get the compute, right? And that'll be a much greater number of people than the people who would want to do like and implement a papers challenge. But if you
Sure,
put all the
yeah.
resources, you're like, yeah, this is because like then Joe on the street, right? Like maybe he does Python, but he doesn't do machine learning.
Right.
He doesn't really know about papers and stuff. It doesn't matter. He has free compute and a direct link to like in the papers. Like he just reads it, tries to code it.
Well, yeah. So basically, what it's the the
If you
thought
could scale
being.
that out, put like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting
yeah,
down
because it
here.
costs you nothing.
Mm,
You put a model up eventually,
yeah.
right? Like now the model tells them how to use the papers and think of the data. Oh my god.
Hmm. Well, even just anything, any free, like even just an endpoint up with like G4F running or something. That's just providing all the compute possible. Then,
We should do that. If this model that
absolutely.
I'm making now was being good, I'll make a version of it that I can actually share, and then we'll have it be the paper assistant,
Submit the
and
best
then we just pass that
models
in there right there, give them a
purchased.
bunch of resources.
Okay, so MLE agent can help plan the pipeline. So start the project, use public data sets. Okay, so the a public data set name or a local MLE advisor. Interesting. Follow the train and edge model with your own CSV dataset tutorial for the rest of the details. Okay, so in theory, if there is a paper and it has a data set, if not, maybe we can synthesize it. I feel like this said that this could do this. Let me see. Use cases, start a competition. Okay, well, I'm sure we can plug something else in to make a synthetic data set. So, in theory, we take a paper and then synthetic data generate whatever the closest thing to their data set is, and then we can use this little guy to train an edge model. Let's see. So create requirements, CSV data path, specific requirements for the baseline model. Check and modify the generated research proposal. After a few seconds, you'll see the proposal. System will come up with a development plan, code, and debug. Okay. Yeah, actually, this totally would work. So you synth the data set, and then the requirements, I guess what you could do is give like a short overview of maybe the abstract, and then check and modify the generated research proposal. You take the research proposal, you chuck it into O1 preview, get the better proposal back, and then
I mean, if we're gonna do APIs, what about bytes?
huh?
You know about bytes? I have a meeting with these guys tomorrow. They're
Oh,
dope. They
I,
built this insane. They're basically two ML engineers. They fucking used to work at two different AGI labs, And then they were like, let's make money instead. And they just immediately set out. They made an urban legend.
Based?
Here, I'm grabbing the link right
Yeah,
now.
please do. That sounds very
But
interesting.
it's like paper, like they have this crazy graph network they wrote
Oh, fuck. I like these guys already.
that scans over like all of archive, and it's really
Oh,
really
fuck.
good. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
doesn't miss very much. Like yeah, no, it's very good.
Yummy,
I'm
yummy.
just trying to find the.
We like this.
I always forget if it's like bites with a Z or not.
I feel like I've maybe heard the name before. Oh, let me see if Red
I
actually
think I brought him
works
up
here.
once or twice.
Right here. Okay, she does. Let me see if she can
Oh, who's
actually
on?
play music real quick. Oh, that's my bot. I want to double check and see if her music player works. Let me do some fucking. Let's see. I feel like sometimes when I do lives, it's fine. Let me see if I have been copy striked yet for playing copyrighted music. I think they said it's okay as long as my channel is not monetized. Let me see. I should have like a notification about it, shouldn't I? Maybe not. Maybe. Oh yeah, I think I have to go to like manage content or some weird shit. Manage videos, I think. But I need to have her. I need to build a little cog for her to record VCs and like make little notes and stuff. She's long overdue for one of those. Okay, I have to get to 500 heckin' per subscribers to get monetization, but I don't want it, actually. I just want... Oh, copyright, that's probably where it is. Removal request, nothing to see, I haven't submitted. Check the video list, okay. Restrictions, copyright. Owner allows the content to be used. Okay. Content ID... Not a copyright strike, not affected. Okay, I think I'm clear. So let me do... let's do this. So I think her lava link node might be dead. We'll see. Wonder if that's gonna work.
Oh, I've been down that path.
Sounds familiar, does it? Let me see.
Yeah. I tossed it all out.
Yeah.
YouTube just kept banning my fucking IPs, and I was like, all right, this is.
Yeah, they got really tight on that recently. Oh, here we go. I found the link. I'm gonna post it in general discussion.
Perfect. Let me see. Let's see. Audio set. Settings. And yet, video requires login. What the fuck do you mean? Requires login. Oh no. We'll see how long I want to troubleshoot this.
Yeah, I'll throw up my suggestion.
Perfect.
But you want it to be played through Discord, or you just want music to be played?
I wanted to play. I want it to play through Discord, but for no reason other than I want to make Red be working. It's not exactly particularly important. I just thought it would be.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been going through just the Google and Microsoft GitHub repos for hours.
The Google repos are cracked.
There's so many of them. Oh my god, dude, have you seen the Google Research repository?
I think I've seen a couple of things from it, but
There's one specific repository called Google Research, and I think they hit the repository limit, and so they just put all of their like open source research stuff into there, and it's insane. Every time I go to it, I get lost in it for like hours. Here, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. I mean, they have like a autoregressive diffusion model in here. They've got like a causal graph network. They have a
sounds fun.
transformer that you train it on CNNs. Like you basically you train a bunch of CNNs, and then you train the transformer on the training runs of the CNNs, so
what
that
the
it can
fuck?
decide how to build its own set of updates for a CNN layer, so that it can put it in its own weights, and it does it again.
Ooh, that's spicy. That's very
It's
spicy.
ridiculous.
I think is this the API v3? Yeah, I think the one that I liked from them was the. They have a little thing where you can visualize the something, the model, I think. Visualize like a model while it's training, kind of. You can visualize the layers or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
You know.
I know Weights and Biases has something where if you do it like debug mode for the logging, it'll show you the distributions of the weights and how they change in each layer. But I would like more intuitive visualization. That would be dope. Something like net. Man, I can't remember what it's called. Actually, never mind. Net. Gosh. Okay, disregard me until I figure out what the hell I'm talking about.
No worries. Let's see. I wonder. This is weird that it's asking me for different information. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, here's another repo. It's just cool, like visualization stuff. Oh, Netron. Yeah, Netron's like this really dope visualization thing for Onyx models. And it feels like I want to like use it as an editor for architectures and train with it, but you can't. It's just for visualization.
Yeah, YouTube API. Okay, so I'm in YouTube. I wonder if can I message her to do it?
There's another cool one too. Like, there's a GraphCore. This is how GraphCore visualizes for AlexNet.
Ooh. There was a thing, I was
Super red.
listening to something this morning about that. Seemed pretty freaking cool.
Everyone I've shown this to has had such a visceral reaction. It's so funny. It's like, that's not how they look. But this is literally a direct visualization of the activations and stuff. It's just gross and organic.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce, but thanks for hosting us. Yikes.
Absolutely.
We'll do it again another time.
We will. I'll try and I'm
See you later.
collecting the availability thing, so I'll keep you posted if I move the time. But yeah, thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Love it. Have a good one, boys.
Do.
Later.
Peace.
Okay, I wonder, is this gonna work now? Man, it's not available. God damn it. I
Oh
will
wow.
make this
There's
work.
like a YouTube 8 million data set
Hmm.
with human verified segment annotations.
And now, maybe she needs to update. Let's see. Code test breakdown after you approve the proposal. The system will come up with a development plan. Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of digging this. So what paper should we throw at this thing? See how it does.
Hmm. You could try PRM 800K. Like, let's verify step by step.
Sure.
It wouldn't be a bad thing to have like a openly available process supervision pipeline.
Let's verify step by step. I mean, yeah, if we're going for some basement AGI, then that's what we want,
Yeah, what else are
right?
we gonna do?
We want to copy this little 01 preview thingamajigger. Okay, one code implementation found. Okay, there is some official code actually.
Oh yeah, those the code to make a PRM 800K data set. I forgot about it. Yep.
There's a sorry, what?
No idea then. I said I forgot there was actually already a repository to make the PRM 800K data set. So the data set they made in that. It's like the synthetic math thing.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Well, I mean, the idea being here, we could, because this wants a data set. So if there were to be I haven't. It's been a while since I've read or like, I don't think I read the paper very deeply. Did they release the training data but not the training code, or is there like a one or the other situation here, or not so much?
no, I think it's like all the tools you need. I
Okay,
don't recall though. I haven't gone through it in a while.
let's see. Search it on GitHub and see if there is one already.
Oh, you could try to get something to make the fucking data set from UL2. That's a nightmare because it's got this like incredibly frustrating but incredibly useful masking heuristic. You could also try to use. So there's a paper called Bircher Generative In-Context Learners, and that was actually pretty straightforward. It's just like an algorithm that you apply to get a BERT model to inference like causally, token by token. And the paper claimed that they had outperformed, like with no training, it was outperforming GPT-3 175 billion, and their BERT model was just like a pre-trained deBERTA that was on 1.2 billion parameters.
It appears that this also
But it
has a code
outperformed it
implementation.
on.
Let's see.
Yeah, that one. But the code, the problem with that one is that is extremely specific to that model, and that model is just a 1 billion parameter deBERTA. What it is not, though, is a code base for a general heuristic to apply that decoding method to like whatever encoder you have.
Okay. Well, let's put her through the paces, see how she does. So let's see. Can I give it a starting point? Please provide your requirement. Not entirely certain, but let's take a look at the paper. View. Okay, so here is code, and then here is paper. Generative in context learners. Let's take a look at what we have for code. have glue. And then let's grab form so we can chat with it. And then let's also see if the bot is back.
Who's that?
It's my bot. Okay, everything's all up to date, and then let's see if... Damn it. Yeah, that audio cog is a little piece of shit.
Yeah, that's why I just moved over to just making my own player, like through the browser.
Oh, does it not do it in Discord at all? Or is it,
Yeah, no, I moved away from the whole Discord.
checks out.
I also realized that not a lot of people care enough,
Yeah, I think
like
really
in the larger communities.
Yeah, I think really the only people who actually care are like the people who would be tinkering with it, right?
Yeah.
But I like to have it so I can share music with my friends. I believe you little shit.
We then, what is it? Some of the members, they would just use SoundCloud, and then kind of just drop the whole YouTube and replace it with another service.
Yeah, I think Spotify like tends to work better, I think. Country code.
Hey, your bot didn't work.
Yeah, I told it to restart the lava link node too. Even though the lava link node looks fine.
I don't even know what a lava link is.
It's a thing where you hit it and then it'll play YouTube and shit for you.
Music is
It-
for nerds.
True.
I think Lava Link is kind of just like
I think it's a general like
a
audio thing.
abstraction layer. Yeah, for audio.
Yeah.
Then I think for Rust it's Soundbird. If you're doing the bot in Rust.
Have you found like, do you still, in terms of making like general purpose bots, do you still go with Red, or have you found like one that you like better these days?
The next round I'm gonna go with Rust, because when you start to scale up the Red, it just consumes too much.
Yeah, totally.
An optimized Discord bot is around 20 megabytes, 10 to 20, roughly.
Yeah, I mean she's huge.
Whereas
'Cause
Discord
she's,
Red,
yeah, she's written in Python and completely
optimized and
general
all,
purpose.
yeah. Yeah, it's not. It's still like in the 300 to 500 megabytes. So, however, Discord Red still can do significantly more because of the COG ecosystem,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's really the selling point, right?
Yeah.
At least
So,
for me.
and then also on top of that, Discord keeps breaking their API, so that always fucks up anything that's going to be done in Rust because the types don't match anymore. Thus,
Right. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Client ID
which then turns people off further.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm jealous. I wish I understood front end stuff. I have no idea what we're talking about.
Fucking
Uh,
this the bot that I'm playing with is she's like an open source kind of baseline framework where she's like technically no code, and she's all in Python. So
Everything I've ever messed with that advertised itself as no code was actually just like way more code
yeah.
ultimately.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
no, N8N is pretty solid. I'm gonna give N8N that
I keep
trophy.
getting,
For,
I keep getting told to mess with N8N. Is it that like what does it do that's so good?
if you work with a couple other people, and as long as you have one person that knows like the back end and can resolve some of the smaller things, you could basically create whatever the fuck you wanted, like rags, forms, websites. Like it's
I have
a black box.
N8N it is.
I have a hosted version up. If
Fine,
any
cool.
of you guys feel like building workflows or whatever, I can make.
Do you know how it works?
Accounts. I'm not very good with it, but I know Z and Holy are both like cracked at that shit. So I usually have somebody I can
Would
bother.
The beautiful thing about it is it's all JSON. So if you write the workflow in like one N8N, you could just move it all over.
Well, yeah. So the thing that
Dude,
I've
create a
got.
model.
Well, So the thing that I've got is, well, N8N has it has a little JSON object that is a model. So the thing that I set up is I've got a hosted version of N8N and a hosted version of Supabase, and then I wanted to plug my Obsidian Vault into that, and then have the N8N agent be able to hit the template library of N8N automation templates, and then also have like Supabase so I can store just whatever extra information, or like use their little plugins thingy to hook into other services, to where hopefully I just have like a general purpose kind of agent that I can just throw shit at and be like, give me JSON that does the thing I want.
That's exactly the same stack that I'm doing.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yikes. Would you like? Okay, so could you become good at that?
Presumably, or I could get a bot that's
Theoretically.
not bad at
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Could you be financially incentivized to become good at that?
I absolutely could. Yep, 1,000,000%.
Do you want to see if you can't set anything up on our infra?
I already have it set up.
Yeah.
It's already set up.
Not on my infra.
Yes, true. I mean, if you give me...
it'll be an ongoing development process with many financial incentives along the way.
Well, I mean, I have a
Maybe,
copy of N8N
unless I go
self-hosted.
broke.
Yeah, I have a copy of N8N self-hosted sitting on my end for live right now, so I could just make you an account for it
Well,
if you wanted,
guess if you just
or I can
don't
also move
want
it
the
to.
money, that's
Well, what I
fine.
was gonna say is I have set up N8N via Coolify, so I could either take the
I don't
addresses
even know
of
what that word is.
it's Vercel but self-hosted. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
let's chat about it later.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to hit you up privately anyways, to talk about some stuff.
Stuff and
That's cool.
things, eh? I like it.
I'll put you with, yeah, there's like a whole agent team
Oh my.
that I'm like building out around a guy who is the only person I know who's like both things. So it's working out really well.
Which
And
which
I've
both
been
things?
formalizing the quest for stable, good infrastructure that does all the things I want. Just like ML, deep learning, mathy stuff, and then like, also agent stuff.
Got it.
And then yeah, and then
I
there's like
think I've
another
got a
company
couple of
that's
those if you
gonna
need
loan us
some.
some guys
Yeah.
to just do
Once you find a
well,
person that has like 2 or 3 of those type of guys, you can find all of the rest of
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
It's like Pokemon.
yeah. They're all in the same
You
like
find one
Discord.
legendary bird, you could, yeah.
Yeah, they're all in the same Discord server. It doesn't have like a name. It's just like 20 dudes that like haven't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No thumbnail or anything like that. Let's see. Can I do? Well, that.
You're doing the self-hosted super base through Docker.
So yeah, so I'm doing Coolify, which does it basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're familiar with that, right?
Yeah. You're on Coolify 4 or 3.
Good question. Let me check. Because I was just fighting with it the other day, so it was really annoying. I don't have an upgrade, but oh, maybe I do now. So let's upgrade your instance. I think I'm on 4. Though.
Is it purple or is it yellow?
It is purple.
Because you're not streaming it, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. I'm just gonna tell it to do the thing, maybe, because I broke it the other day when I was trying to.
You go from, once you get the hang of Coolify, then you can look at doing Portainer next in your realm.
In my infrastructure journey.
Journey, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Why
But
is the continue button
if it's
not working?
if it's just like small scale, Coolify still wins. Like I still have my Coolify instant up.
Yeah, I'm not really doing like heavy infrastructure work yet. It's just nice to be able to quickly like scroll through the Coolify and be like, oh, I just need one of these. Like, give me that shit. And then try to throw a repo at it, which almost never works. But you know.
Yep. And then once you move past Portainer, and then you can hit up Rancher. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I was trying to the other day. I was trying to modify code server to spawn as a dev container because I needed a VS Code with it. That I needed a dev container, and I was trying to do it through Coolify, and it absolutely would not fucking work at all.
Yeah, through Coolify I had a lot of headaches. I got it up and running through Portainer. I think the bigger issue that I had with it was security.
Sure.
They locked down a bunch of their shit that you would need through like their paid service.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I hate it when people do that. They're like, oh, you can self-host this, but we're going to take like the critical features out of it and not let you do those. Like, guys, like, people will just come use the thing because they don't want to go through the hassle of setting it up. You don't have to gate it that hard, man. Like, it's fine. Okay, can I make this play through Spotify instead? I wonder. see. This just means my thing is banned.
Correct.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
banned?
Oh, my, the YouTube API through Red is banned.
No, done. Yeah, dude, they've been like really on that lately.
I'm surprised you can't, like, it seems like you can't force a Spotify, or, like, Spotify's a little less of a pain in the ass.
I mean, you can't just like play audio files. Like,
I mean, I could do that too, yeah.
it's like oftentimes it seems like that's way easier than because like otherwise you end up tangled in so many APIs and it costs so much money and it's like ultimately just like a computer doing normal computer things.
That does
I
definitely
mean, I
happen.
don't know if that's the right solution for your pipeline at all, but that definitely is my excuse for not really learning too much about how to deploy agents well.
Right, right. Restrict, top wheel done. Oh, wait. Audio set, restrict. I restrict it to just Spotify, please. Audio set, restrict. Why?
Someone's blowing me up. Who's that? Oh, it's pictures of yikesnaked.com.
Hell yeah. I'm also buying the domain Web3, but without all the stupid crypto bullshit.com. After I get my Avalanche node up and running.
Oh, I just got a notification from Google AI Studio. They said I can fine-tune Gemini for free.
Damn. Hell yeah. Good shit.
Oh man, I have so much shit to do.
Alright, guys. Go back into my cell.
No.
Yeah, I'll give you $10 if you can make me an agent clone.
When you say agent clone, what do you mean? What do you want?
I mean, like, it does everything that I do instead of me.
$10, huh? That's, that's pretty, well, first question, do you have that
The
self-spy
upside
thing
is
you
you get a
made?
clone of me.
Well, exactly. Like, do you have that
No, I haven't been
self-spy
using
thing
it. Like,
running? You know? That's what I'm asking.
no, I can't. Like, I gotta make all the front end
Oh,
shit.
gross. Well,
And if I start working on that and making that clean now, I'm gonna just be doing that. Like,
did
I
those,
won't be able to stop once I go.
did those Omega guys ever, like, actually figure out something to do with you? Or, I don't know why they fucking asked me
Nope.
to find them some cracked people if they, have not followed through with the
Well, maybe they found
crackness.
somebody. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Yeah, like
Just
it's kind of
curious.
their loss, right? Like they're doing data stuff, right? And like I just
Well,
started doing
they're doing
contracts
what?
to test out these new pipelines. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Well, I
So
expect probably after they kind of get over their initial hump, then they'll have a little bit more. Because what they're doing right now
I
is
did.
basically doing self-spy, but instead of doing anything useful, it's just like, hey, are you paying attention to the thing you wanted to pay attention to? Um,
That's cool.
so, which
I
is
mean,
like
that's creepy
cool. Yeah,
actually. No, wait, never mind. Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's not self-spy. That's just being spied on.
Well, it's all, I believe it's all local, presumably. Although since it's a bit tense,
So then
or
why
I
are
don't
they
know.
making money? Like,
Because you can volunteer to contribute your data back to it, and then you get paid in BitTensor to do it.
mm, mm, that could work. I mean, I don't know. It's a good pipeline to have now, I guess.
Well,
But
yeah. Moreover,
mm,
it's the user can perform insert action here, with that relates to like their local data, and we can pay them for it. So from there, it's
got it.
okay. Now we just have the user do something useful locally that normally would get harvested by Google or whoever, and we just pay them to do it instead.
Yep,
So you can
that's cool. I'm into that.
annotate data. Yeah.
I did 20,000 hours of audio with transcriptions, diarization, background noise removal, speaker enhancement, speaker embeddings. I did quality measurements, and all these things. You know how long it took me? It
How long did it take you?
took me 40 minutes on 2 GPUs and a quarter of my cores.
Fucking, it's the modern times, eh? It's crazy.
I lost patience. So like I did this terrible PDF pipeline for OCR. It wasn't even PDFs, it was just like OCR in general for like all the use cases. And I found out when I was building that everything sucks. All the models are really thread bound, so you can't really parallelize them unless you go to something gigantic that's like not really scalable. So I said, screw this, and I just rebuilt it. And then I was like, wow, that was insane. Because it was like it's just incredibly fast by comparison to whatever you just grab I could find when I was like looking for anything that wasn't me to be able to do this. And then so the audio pipeline that I had been fighting for like 6 months, I said, screw it, I'm just gonna not try to make all this stuff work. I'm just gonna build it myself. And that was a good idea. It turns out that like people don't really build things for scale HPC compute. I guess that makes sense, but shit. Because like the thing is like HPC compute scaling is not necessarily like locked to only being useful on HPC. Like it's just incredibly high throughput optimizations made by computer scientists who have like even though they have HPCs and like supercomputers and stuff, like it doesn't matter. The workloads are way bigger than they can handle, so they have to like really squeeze every ounce out of it. So I just did all that stuff, and that really worked like a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, so now I'm kind of like, I should go. These pipelines really clean, put a front end up, but I don't want to make a clean front end. But let people just come like ad hoc, pay money, get data. Because like we just the goal for me with both of these pipelines was like I get something that does all the annotations and indexings and labels and bounding boxes and all the other stuff. So I could train one model to do the whole pipeline in one go instead of waiting. Like and have because like otherwise, how do we get like Whisper is just not gonna do real time transcriptions. And by the time it does, just
Yeah,
because of software optimizations, it's still going to be Whisper. It's like still not going to be that great. It's still going to be like fundamentally bound by the time that you spend talking. And like, dog, just get like a CNN, bro.
well, I
Like that's it,
mean,
an LSTM.
well, I assume you're familiar with like all of the Whisper optimizations that have been made since then, right? Or not?
So the 20,000 hours of audio with Whisper as optimized as I could possibly make it after months of trying and doing things that like nobody even knows how to do those, right? Because like we just made them. 1,600 hours. I did it 40 minutes without Whisper.
1,600 hours and four. Let me see. So there's, I think the
Yeah, no. Yeah, so the
fastest.
20,000 hours of data took 1,600 hours with Whisper as optimized as I could make it.
Okay,
Without Whisper, using a different model that I just trained, it
okay.
was like 40 minutes.
Transcribe 150 minutes, 2.5 hours of audio in less than
Oh,
98
no, no.
seconds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess
So I think that's better than that, right?
100 minutes and 98 seconds. So it's like a 1 to 100 ratio. So it's about 30% worse, right?
Let's see, 1,600. Let's see. You did 20K in 1,600.
Yeah, but that's like speaker splitting, diarization, background noise removal, like there's high note in there and all that other stuff. It was like a whole pipeline.
Yeah, no, this is the. Here, I'll link you the repo. This is the fastest one I know of, and it's fairly full featured, so it might be worth a look. What's up,
Yeah.
Sion? Sean, I don't know what your actual, I don't know, whomever. What's up? Glad you made it. We're sort of vaguely distracted, but have some thoughts about how to get at paper actually implemented or two. But now I got distracted by my Discord bot. But there's some stuff. I don't know if he's got like a mic or whatever. I think we were chatting in general or something about this a few days ago or something. But yeah, I would recommend looking because that is fairly. There's a couple of interesting things there. One is they have a really nice CLI, and then I think they have a Next app as well. But yeah, I think 1,600 hours to 20,000 is like a 12.5 ish. So I think.
With diarization and speaker splitting and everything.
I believe. Well, so
Or I'm sorry,
that's
with like
yours.
background noise removal and like. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what took 16 hours or 1600 hours.
Yeah, so yours is a 12.5 multiplier, but I think I'm pretty sure this does, I know this has diarization at least, and I think it as the quick maths was around 10, right? So it's pretty close. But there might be some optimizations in there that you didn't make that they made. I have been sort of
Yeah, no, I mean,
obsessively.
I'll definitely get use out of it. It's good.
Yeah, I've been sort of obsessively
So,
cataloging Whisper implementations. So I don't know if you ever are curious if
so we
there's
do
been an
like
advancement in there. Let me know, and I'll see if I've got anything.
it's like we do resampling, noise reduction, silence removal. We do deep multimodal punctuation, vocal isolation, speaker embeddings, cluster it, audio clip extraction, segmentation, transcription, language detection. We do an SNR calculation, but it's not really an SNR calculation because it's automated. An SNR is actually done by people. And we do like quality thresholding, and then we just keep all the metadata and everything else.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I highly doubt it
And
does all that, but it certainly does Whisper
we
stuff.
it could do all that if anybody was sane. They would have just done that one time and trained the damn model on that.
Right, right.
That was a bastard to set up, dude.
I can imagine. Let's see. Oh
But
yeah, I
we go
wasn't
down to
sure.
like 40 minutes.
Sion, were you trying to test
I'm
your
excited
mic? I
about
wasn't
that,
sure
like-
if you accidentally. I thought I heard like another voice. I wanted to make sure that.
Ow.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
testing.
cool.
Oh,
Sweet.
hello.
You made it. It works. Just so you know. Fantastic.
It worked.
It does. Frickin' what's yeah, I think we were talking in general or something. Have you done much paper re-implementation yourself, or interested in the topic?
Did you say?
Oh yeah, I was saying like I think we were talking about my trying to do this in chat. So I was curious if you have had any, if you've ever sort of been around the paper re-implementation space, or if you just like showed up and thought it was cool, or just like randomly decided to come hang out because there were people in there or whatever. I don't know.
I am in a few servers that do paper re-implementations,
Sweet.
but I mostly just joined just because I saw people here.
I can dig it. I
Nice.
can dig it. I haven't found too many that actually do the re-implementation bit. I know Kai tries to do it fairly regularly, but I'm not.
You
The
know
code
Kai?
can be kind of iffy. But
Wait, are you streaming?
High
I
code
am,
is
yes.
Nikki, to say the least.
Okay, never mind.
But
As
but
far
he's
as I know,
he puts out
most
a lot
of the
lot
research,
stuff,
Yeah.
as far as I know, most of the researchers don't like Kai.
so.
Yeah.
Most of the researchers who put out like arcs of papers,
Well,
because of how
yeah.
bad his code is.
There was some beef a
It's
little while
almost
back.
like they don't like having their things get cloned and pushed.
There was some there. I think he means well. He just sort of gets a little too enthusiastic about things. Like, good kid. He just sort of needs to figure out where his spot is. I'm curious though.
19.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I was way more of like kind of a prick when I was his age too. So I'm sure it's.
He wants
It's
to build
part
a
and parcel.
startup with $1 billion monthly revenue something.
Yeah. But I'm curious mostly
lot of-
Yeah.
if there are other that's the only place that I know of that does paper. Although C4AI I think does too. Have you guys been there before? It's the Cohere like community research server thing. I think they do. They mostly do presentations.
Was it?
It's C4A. It's like cohere4ai.com or something with for the.
I'm familiar with Cohere.
Yeah, no, it's there.
Do you mean
Hmm.
the one you had to do the survey to sign up for?
Yeah, that one.
That one.
It's
Did not-
cohere.for.ai or cohere.com/research. They have a little like community thing. I guess I'll put this on stream so that it's that people know about it, because I want to say, do they have a community link here still? They used to. Community membership. Join us. Is it this thing? Yeah. Yeah, they make you fill out a little form where you have to apply to do it. But they'll mostly let kind of whomever really wants to be in there into there. And it's a really nice. Like, I really wish I made it to more of their events because they will very often like have a person who wrote a paper come do a presentation about that paper specifically, like multiple times a week, which is pretty like high value, at least in my opinion. But those are the only. And then I hear they do one over in Oxen too that I want to check out too.
Oxen.
It's Oxen AI.
There's multiple oxes.
Yes. Here, I'll grab an invite. I think it was Jedi that told me about them. I think they usually do theirs on Fridays. But yeah, I don't know too many that like look for unimplemented papers, or like the Agora one's the only one that I know that looks for unimplemented papers and tries to implement them. So I'm always curious if there's more around, although Lord knows I don't have any room on my Discord list. Okay, what if I toggle YouTube source on? Okay, llset config source YouTube. I should not be running this command, you say? I'm running it anyway. Get fucked. Audio set restarts. Yeah, if you're not in the C4 AI thing, though, I would highly recommend being in there. It's pretty fucking lit. It's just too early for me, so I never managed to hit them. But there was one time. There was this dude. They were having a little like a social where they had like a bunch of researchers come, and then they sort of like outlined like, hey, I need an intern for this, and this is what I'm working on, blah blah blah. And then somebody was like, I want to train a model that would work very well on weird, obscure astronomy terms. And I was like, oh shit, that's definitely a topic of interest for me with regards to if there's a bunch of really weird ass words, it's probably better to sort of redo your tokenizer architecture around that, right? Which was a cool thing that I was like, I just mentioned it, and he was like, oh shit, I hadn't really, like, we've just been fine-tuning normal models, but that's actually a good point. So I guess I have my claim to fame of giving a random idea to a researcher. I don't know. It's just fun shit like that happens over there all the time, which is cool. Let's see. Okay.
If I remember correctly, the groups in the spreadsheet I made that has community projects usually have sort of either re-implementation or trying to do something with multiple papers. You can look around as well. Because I have to actually put the reading groups onto my calendar.
Yeah, I think
You can check.
was this the one that did you make this from scratch, or were you basing this off of somebody was like basing it off of like an agent? Oh no, that was a different one. There's like a list that Agent Ops has of a bunch of like agent programs. But
no, I actually think I know the one you're referring to. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I think I know the one you're referring to. There's the AI alignment.
What? I know those guys.
Alignment ecosystem development. I think that's the resource you're referring to.
I am aware of that
resource. Wait, are we actually talking about me right now?
No. There's there is a. However, if you're not aware of it, you probably should be.
Oh, Noose is on this list.
Yeah. This list is just CL's
Oh, hey, I'm on the
which...
scientific advisory board for the Active Inference Institute there.
The
Oh my gosh, my
Link to
server's
this
not
doc.
on here, dude. This hurts my feelings. What is this? I
Well,
don't
your
even know what it is.
server.
I just want to be included because I
You
feel
don't
lonely.
do anything
My
in
server's
your
dead, I
server,
know.
dude. Like,
I have your server actually.
I
You
think.
really? Oh
So
my
all
gosh,
the
I do. I'm right
way
there. I
Oh
saw
shit!
it. Oh,
You're famous,
oh
bro.
my god, this is so fucking
Congratulations.
cool, dude.
No, but the AI, the
I
yeah, that's the alignment something or another. I know what you're talking about. It's the Rob
alignment
Miles one,
lobby
right?
I. No, I got Rob Miles as well. Rob
Or
Miles is
is it
all the
the
way
AI
here.
safety landscape or something?
This sounds familiar.
There's like a
The
little
one I was thinking.
florist.
Different resources at the same time. There's AI safety training. There's a landscape. There's a coder file, I think. And actually, I think that's it. The coder file, the landscape, and then 2 resources. These were a while back. I based mine on Patch. I had to get 3 accounts for this. As I made the first sheet is the actual research servers, then generation.
Yeah, I just got into CUDA mode recently. That shit is cracked. They're crazy in there.
Yeah, you can just check the places that has community projects or research paper reading groups. They usually have re-implementation as well.
Yeah, I definitely try to find as many of the reading groups as I can. They tend to be quite high value. Although I should take better notes really from them. Like I always feel like I'm like popcorn consuming that shit. God, what
A lot
is
of them
this
are in
thing?
research.
Alignments. What is it called? It's like there's like a little map.
Is it a paper?
No, it's a map. It is the thing that I'm thinking of is a little like visual map of a bunch of, and I think it's primarily like alignment and safety focus of a bunch of different organizations that do like clubs or internships or workshops or whatever.
Oh, cool. I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, I can see it, what it is in my brain. I just can't remember, or like, and I know where it is. I just don't remember the URL exactly.
Let me get that.
Because
That
it's.
is it. This or is it? I think
Oh, is it this one? Maybe. Let me see. Okay, not quite, but I should be able
that's
to
the
find
tree I
it
was
here.
thinking.
Let me see. Let me check your.
Check the voice channel. Check the voice channel
Yeah,
text.
yeah. AI safety supports.
Should
Yeah.
be one
I
of
think
the.
it was the alignment ecosystem development. I think is the thing that I'm thinking of. Let's see. AI safety quest was it? Yeah, it's here. It is the AI safety world, I think. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Looks like AIsafety.com it is. AI.com. Give me the map. Communities. Or is it the landscape map? I think it is. Yeah, this thing. This is the thing that I was thinking of, if I can drag it over properly. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, this stuff. So they got a whole bunch of...
You should check the other links, by the way.
Yeah, no, I grabbed them, definitely. I'm gonna snag this one. Yeah, the training one is pretty gas. Big fan.
It's really nice.
Yeah, this one was particularly helpful for the little, because they have a good little funding section there too, so that like if there's a thing, you know, obviously it's good to have money to do a thing, so it's nice to be able to go like, okay, let's just hit all of the potential safety things to see if we can qualify. Support and safety.training.
This
The tiles view.
this has been updated.
Map mode.
This did not have this map.
The
Oops.
AIsafety.com.
I might check.
Ah, frick.
This has been updated. It's real nice.
Landscape map. Okay, so they supposedly have a governance map, which I think would actually be more interesting to me. There we go. Yeah, this stuff. Yeah, I need to like go through these and like make sure, I don't know. I need to like re-optimize my my Discord because it's a fucking mess. Ooh, yeah.
I need to re-optimize fucking everything.
Lord knows. I really like the events and training at AI Safety. I think that's a gas link. I have a little calendar here.
Oh yeah, that's really
that's
nice.
hot. We like that. I have to throw these ones in my vault. I have a couple I need a... Actually, do you guys have a favorite thing you use for like organizing links that you want to keep track of? I like really haven't found
Folders.
a good one that I like.
I just use folders in my browser.
You just use what?
Folders in my browser.
Oh, you do actual bookmarks? Cringe.
No. I have 800,000 tabs, and then I put them all into folders, and then I have 800 million tabs, but in the folders mostly, so that it only crashes when I open the folders.
I see.
Oh my god. I use Obsidian, but sometimes I just leave the links with my friends.
Well, that's my thing. Obsidian is my workhorse too, and there's not like I can keep just about everything there, except like, you know, there's nothing that like I have an extension that if I'm looking at a page that has written content, I can just rip that directly into my vault. But I don't have something where if it's like not primarily text content, if it's like an interactive web page, I have something where I can manually go over to my vault and like stick it in there to make it render. But I want something that's like better at just sort of keeping track of like quickly, like I want to save a link. And I haven't really found something that really fits that role in terms of Obsidian plugins, but it's possible that I have just overlooked it. But yeah, so I have, you know, half of these extensions are stuff that does that, or that is supposed to do that. But yeah, I don't have a really good...
I don't have much things to try.
Really good. I wanted to start using Pocket just because it comes with Mozilla, comes with Firefox.
What's that?
It's like, I mean, it's the sort of bookmark organizer for Firefox, or rather, it's in addition to bookmarks, you can also just like save stuff to your Pocket, and then you can look at your Pocket later and see what's in it. but I haven't. It's not really like part of my workflow. I might like try to like shift my workflow so that it includes more of that. But oh yeah, and then she back. Okay, now I need to see. Let's go to. Oh duh! I don't even know why I was. To enable playback in your browser? What the fuck? Okay, and then let me see if I can play this. It's only like 7 of them, but YouTube 8. Well, yeah, it's not. 7 tracks cannot be queued. Let's go back. Oh, for a dum-dum. Oh, shit. Let's see. 1422. Oh, God. This was an hour ago. I'm so bad at keeping track of chat. This is terrible. I'm not a very good stream person, I guess.
This is why we need that knowledge base thing. The e-badger. If as soon as the idea was brought up, it was just supplied to you.
Well, I mean,
Just
I
from a
could do that.
contextual understanding of the need for it.
Well, I presume that there is some way that people who actually do this for a living, you know, have some.
I do this for a living. It doesn't exist.
Stream stuff and watch chat.
Like stream everything and watch everything.
Well, for.
I mean,
for
yeah,
the
you could fix this one problem.
Well, for the I guess what I'm saying, those are two different things. One is I want a robot to do cool magic robot shit, and the other one is I want to read chat when somebody says something in chat, right? And there is a solution. Probably many great. I mean, what one. A includes B, but B does not include A.
Yes, B is worse.
Yes, but there's a great solution for B that doesn't solve.
Trying to motivate anybody but me to work on this.
Lord knows, dude. Lord knows. Let me see where I put my. What did I do with that fucking window here? I think I have the. Let's see. Can I? Okay. Well, I can close that maybe, and then I can do this. Well, I guess for anyone who is wondering the same thing as the other random person who said, "For a dum-dum like me, can you explain what you are doing and what I'm watching?" LOL. What I'm supposed to be doing is, I guess I never really even like officially explained what the plan was. The plan is, I'm gonna find some way to structure an event that is where we take a paper that we want code for and then we make the code for it. So you should be watching me do that, but I am.
Yeah, like I have basically all the pipeline for getting the data.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't have in the moment, I mean, I even have the inference engine, but I don't have all the tooling to connect all the things together. And if you want to make the tooling to connect all the things together, I can just host up an inference server, and then we
Well,
could
when you say
glue all the code together.
well, that's what I'm rather. So you have what you have is something that's basically set up to pull like papers and then code, and then the thing that you need is something that puts them together and then throws compute at it until there's code that I like, kind of thing. Is what you're saying?
Well, I have the compute, and I even have the model that I can host with long context. What I don't have is like an interface to use all these things together.
Oh
And
yeah,
the idea of
there's.
making that in this moment causes me pain physically.
Well, I think I found that. We just fucking this MLE thing can at least get a good start, and I'm sure there's more. It's just a matter of tracking it down. I on God, somebody has already had this idea and tried to do it.
Yeah, I think I just started companies.
Well, that's stupid. They should open source their thing and then make a company for it. That being said, I'm assuming somebody similar to me has said, "Fuck you! I'm not paying you for this," and made an open source version.
I feel like 50-50, they started a company, or they went on GitHub and got overwhelmed. And then they just went to sleep.
Yeah, actually, you know what I think would be a very like I really want to build. I guess as just not a specific thing, but just as a general thing, I think there really needs to be like much better infrastructure for like I want to make my thing open source and free to people and like easy to work on and stuff. But like all of that is like you have to figure it all out and how you want to set up your GitHub and how you want to do project management and blah 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 blah. I think that it would be great to have like a here is a good open source project in a box type thing. I think that would be good for the community to have. Right, that's what I was doing. I wanted to figure out this fucking
Like
Spotify thing.
boilerplate for a GitHub project?
Um, partially
Yeah, I think that would
yes.
be GitHub.
It's like kind of that. Let me make sure I'm not gonna fucking leak anything here. I need to find my this thing. Okay.
You guys ever mean to Claude?
Why is this fucking
Sometimes
barely, I would
I'm
say.
mean to Claude. I yell at him sometimes.
I'm pretty nice to Claude. Because he's a
I
nice
used to be
boy.
nicer.
Yeah.
He's
Although
lazy. Claude's lazy.
I have heard he's been
He used
fucking
to
up a
not be
lot.
lazy,
Yeah.
but now he is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we already paid for the subscription.
Yep. Okay, so YouTube API key may be valid, but I don't want it to play. Let me see if I can.
Reminds me of that whole incident where people were divorcing their AI girlfriends or something. But no, I'm pretty neutral to Claude.
Yeah, I have not been overly disappointed, but check your quota page for the YouTube API key.
As either of you
Oh shit. Is he dead? Who left?
I wasn't sure if that was me or someone else because I was dying a bunch. But maybe
That
he died
was
this time.
he.
It's out that lookup path. Okay, so what if I do? Let me find. This is so weird. Apparently you need YouTube quota in order to play things from Spotify. I didn't know that those were connected at all. Or they may not be. It may just be a weird red thing. Okay, let me try this. Okay, can do it.
Oh, that is just absolutely the worst thing I've ever experienced.
You're welcome, buddy. Happy to help.
That was that bot's volume is now 0%.
There you go.
My life is ruined.
Get destroyed. Okay, this one. So if I try that, and then if I do play this. Oh. Oh, fuck. Yeah, fuck. That's so weird. Requires login. Okay, so Spotify and YouTube both depend on the YouTube API, apparently. The more you know. Kind of weird, but... At least SoundCloud works. In the event, I guess we'll do a little bit of like royalty-free lo-fi or some shit. That's what we'll do. What the fuck? Why would they not have... like a playlist? There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright, well let me see if I can get this MLE agent to do something. We'll just play with that. Let's call that our mission accomplished for the day.
What's an MLE agent?
It is designed as a pairing LLM agent for machine learning engineers and researchers. Automatically builds ML AI pipelines, ArcSiv, and papers with code integration, smart debugging, file system, tools, CLI chat, reports, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to see if it can... you will need to start the project under the project directory. Alright, Emily, start. What you got? Please provide your dataset information, public dataset name, or local file path. So, BERTs are in context learners. Quick check bench. Let's see. I think it's AI papers red or something. Fuck. Is it this? Yeah. Cool. See if one of these has code or not. Bum, 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 bum. Moving towards next gen rag. Memo rag. Okay, let me see. Memo rag. ArcSiv. Let's see. Well, damn it. It has code too. And I guess this is going to need a data set.
You pull one off Hugging Face?
I can pull a dataset off of Hugging Face if there's a public dataset name, or I can provide a local file path if I have CSVs or something.
Well, there you go. That's easy enough.
Oh, actually, I kind of wanted to train... Oh, no, but Pulet's too big, I think. Mini Omni. God damn it. Never before have I been mad that there is code for a paper. Normally it's the opposite. Llama Omni. Okay, let's see. Also a paper. GeoCalib. Oh my god, I've had the fucking screen blank for the last like 20 minutes. I'm not very good at this, I tell you that. GeoCalib. Once again, there is code. Learning single image calibration with geometric optimization. Estimates the camera intrinsics and gravity direction from a single image only. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Open panel. There's a new data set there. I'll be back in a second.
Are you in the AI Telegram group?
I Telegram? I want to be in that. Can I get an invite?
Give me a second. This bot is way too low.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Hell yeah.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, not the volume is. Okay,
Oh, I
thanks.
can
What do you
turn
say?
her volume down too, like manually, but you can turn her down too.
What do you say, Automata?
I said I want to be in the AI Telegram groups. That sounds cool. Can I get an invite?
Well, looks like Yikes might have, considering he has 10,000 Telegram.
I mean,
Patience.
all of those are actually blockchain. Telegram is my blockchain.
Oh wow.
Is my blockchain thing, and Discord is my AI thing, primarily, I suppose. But no, I don't.
I know
have
most
too
of the
many.
Telegram AI groups. They
Yep.
moved to Discord.
Yeah, I think.
Luther moved. Few others.
Yeah, I think most of my Telegram I collected back when I was like just doing speculative trading and shit, gambling on shitcoins. Artificial immune system of secure face. Okay, let's see. Let's look for that.
Speculative man.
Immune system of secure face. Insect production for food and feed presents a promising supplement to ensure food safety and address the adverse impacts of agriculture on climate and environment in the future. We are going to eat the bugs. And we
I'm
are going to
already
like
eating
it.
the bugs.
Absolutely. Let's see. Codec does not matter. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Codec does not matter. Oh, it does matter. Ring the semantic. Let's see. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. Let's see. Is this going to play the whole paper for me? I wonder.
As a result, LLM essentially tries to predict the local fluctuations of the audio signal, which
No. I don't want to listen to the whole thing. I do want to read the abstract a little bit, though. Existing research on audio. I actually know somebody who would probably love to read this. Drop that off here. Bum bum. Challenges in maintaining semantic integrity. Xcodec incorporates semantic features from a pre-trained semantic encoder before the residual vector quantization stage and introduces a semantic reconstruction loss after RVQ.
Wait, it's doing that with the text, like text processing or audio processing?
Good question. Incorporates semantic features from a pre-trained. I think this is like a text to audio codec. No, this is just an audio codec. It's an
audio to text. It's a vector quantizer.
Well,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I'm using one of those. Those look dope.
Well, music continuation.
Yeah, I have a.
See
is
here.
it Snack?
So.
Yeah, so like
so
vector quantization with a residual. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the semantic reconstruction here is not text related unless it's text conditioned continuation. Text to sound, text to
Yeah, it's probably just conditioned on like speech data, and also like like it's doing audio compression, like it's doing audio vector compression, and then also encoding speech information as like a different. I mean, it's really interesting. I would mess with that. But what's the code book size though?
Let's see.
Because like it doesn't seem like you really need that a ton. Because if you do that naively, like you're just reconstructing the audio as accurately as possible. So if there's people talking in there, like it's gonna get it.
Let me see if I can check real quick what's the size of the Why can I not find this? Oh, weird. Why can't I find that? It's very strange. Find that for some reason. My normal chat with repo thing.
What, the code books?
No, my normal like chat with repo resource. Where I was just gonna ask it how big the code books would be, so I don't have to actually like know how to read PyTorch.
Probably on the read. PyTorch code's so straightforward.
Yeah, but I hate reading.
It's just NumPy. Fair. I can't actually read. Turns out.
There you go.
I've been asking ChatGPT voice mode this whole time.
True. I am ChatGPT voice mode. Base data loader, wave data sets. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff to. Size, maybe? No. It's just model sizes, Where would you, I don't do audio stuff very much, where would you find, like, codebook information?
Okay, so in the directory of the, actually, if you want to just link it to me, I can stream it, I can just show you, sure. And then, because like the code, okay, so the code books are important because like that's the vocabulary basically of the model. So like functionally it's an autoencoder where they've taken like a smaller matrix than the model's actual representation matrix for its embeddings. So it's like it encodes the audio into this compressed embedding. Then it like basically assigns the nearest point in this smaller matrix and moves all of the vectors to those newer points that are closest in the smaller matrix, like just cast it down, and then forces a decoder to reconstruct it. And by doing that, it functionally forces the information about the audio to be stored in the decoder's weights because they're really small, so you can just set the loss function to be tooled based on the audio data, and it just learns to reconstruct it that way without the extra information. But what you get out of it is a set of tokens and a decoder that's basically a lookup table. And you get to say, okay, well, I took my 10 seconds of audio and they're 42,000 element arrays per second, and I compress that into like 4,096 tokens.
Yeah.
It's much more space efficient. And it's also much easier to deal with because text and not horrifying, terrible audio arrays.
Yeah, no, that checks out to me.
I hate dealing with audio data. I'm never gonna do it again.
Yeah, my buddy has been pretty much exclusively audio the whole time, and it's been
That poor man.
yeah, it's been a nightmare. Okay, so I see core vq.py and core vq lsx version both have a def codebook symbol here. So codebook size equals codebook dot size. Go to okay, so codebook size and dimension. So I think you just define it during VQ, right? That's what it says, at least.
So like I guess you're training from scratch maybe, because like that's just how the repositories work.
Can I have this? Embed init function, codebook size and dimension. Oh, okay. So for the DAC, which is I believe one of the models is I see 1024 on the codebook size.
Oh, cool. That's way too small. Wow. Yeah, I'll have to go check it out. That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird small. Because it's like, unless it does like 1 second of audio or something.
512 input dimensions, 9 codebooks, and then a codebook size of 1024. Looks like.
Oh, okay. So it's like it's 10,000 codebooks
Yeah.
or 9,000,
Yeah,
whatever.
Nine, yeah, some 9 number.
There you go. You must have 10 layers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Actually, if that's the case. It does? What?
Well, I guess
Okay.
let's see. I'm not entirely. There must be. Has
Honestly,
to be a
I don't
host
even know
check
how.
with
It depends. There's a lot of I mean, you can just run that model. I mean, I would put it in a Docker before I tried, but you can probably run that model and like actually you can run a collab. I'm sure, probably extremely fast.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's no way it's more than like 100 megabytes at the most.
I'd probably just run it in this fucking.
And the best thing in the world would be if somebody took that NewMind JSON extraction model and they trained it to extract all the API like explanations for each module, description, example stuff, like 100% of the time, every time, so that take like a donut model or a nougat model and teach it to transcribe that from a screenshot and then just scrape all the API docs that way for all the frameworks and just train a model to take API documentation and output your code except using the API correctly. I spend so much of my time just trying to avoid having to learn new APIs, and I always wind up having to learn them and also spend a bunch of time doing that.
I feel like I found a few things for that. One of them that I remember being quite good.
Nothing good.
No, I think there is.
Was it good? Was it really good? Truly?
So, let me see if I can figure out what it was here. The thing with it was, you would design your API spec first, rather than writing any code.
Okay, not useful. already not useful. I have to design an entire API spec. Homie, I want to use the archive API. I don't want to design an API. Jesus Christ, man.
No, hold on. Let me think of what Let me think of
Yeah,
what
no, I'm
I'm
just hassling you,
actually
man.
thinking of here.
I do have to bail here in like 5 minutes or so. I got another thing to run to.
Yeah, no worries.
Maybe 10.
I'll
But
probably
we
wrap
should
it up.
set a time up to chat later tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And then yeah, I think I might run this back at the same time, or I might see kind of where that crab.fun ends up, and then try to make this happen in a I'm not just getting distracted the whole time and actually trying to. Hopefully, I'll show up with a paper.
Well, we didn't. It's better if, at least for getting papers done, like because it's such a huge project. It's typically a more long-term thing. Although I like the idea of doing it really short-termly. But I think it might be better to first get people interested in a specific paper, like through the week.
Yeah, so that's
that
why,
way at the end of the week, instead of just bringing one.
So the latent space they did, actually that was the original plan for today, was latent space last week we did Q-Star, or like a series of the Q-Star papers.
Oh, sick.
And so being as that was a group of like 20-30 people that I know have read the paper or at least seen a presentation about it, then presumably during the weekend there's a little thing where it's like, hey, you know, I tried to re-implement this and this thing and kind of jam on it type. That's sort of like what I'm imagining a little bit, where it's a follow-up to a paper club kind of thing.
Yeah, like if you get people hyped up. So okay, I know. Do you know Ilana? Like, you know anyone over there at the Human Feedback Foundation?
I don't even know what that is.
They do like AI papers and stuff. Okay,
that
so
rings a bell.
I'm talking to her, and she has like this this paper reading thing that she does regularly. Mm-hmm. She gets researchers who wrote a paper to talk about it to like just whoever wants to join. I was trying to convince her to do a more ad hoc thing with people just trying to like read papers and replicate them. It's more work, but I would be down to like signal boost and support and join in on like a paper, like a regular paper reading. It's just like a paper that's cool. And that probably is also a good way to garner people who are interested in replicating a specific paper.
Yeah, so that's the idea, in that I go to a couple of those already. I try to go to the ones at Yannick Kilcher's. I try to go to the one with
Yannick has some good ones, man.
Yeah. The Yannick, there's some fucking cracked people in there. Holy shit. I tried going over there and like restreaming one time, but I got in trouble because they don't want them recorded. But
no, let's just do our own.
Well, that's what. Yeah, so latent space.
Because like I can pull in motherfuckers, dude.
Well, so latent space has a weekly paper club, so I definitely am aware of one, and I'm a mod over there already anyway, and I've already shilled this a little bit. I didn't get anybody here, but there's a couple of people that said they were interested. So,
yeah, dude, I know a bunch of people that are interested too.
Yeah, so presumably.
And not only that, but we start signal boosting it on Twitter and stuff. I mean, we hit the whole dev space between the two of us. We know half of everyone personally. There's no way it doesn't go crazy.
Well, that's the thought, is that there are I know of several paper clubs, but I don't know too many implementation clubs. But presumably there would be a few, you grab a few from each of the paper clubs and, try and sort of have a day of like hacking on
How many people are in only one of the paper clubs?
There are not that many.
Nobody.
Well.
Yeah, so we may as well just hit everyone. Like, I don't think we need to target any other, because like they're doing their own thing. They're gonna be like so far down in their own narrative of like whatever thing is important to that. Like people are gonna want one, a refresher, but two, like achievable papers. And then that way, if we just say like agnostic to what everyone else is doing, this is what we're doing. I can send that out to like 70,000 people. We could probably get a good 100 people in here who just want to watch.
Well, that's
right. Those 100 people, if we do that once a week, like we're looking at like 10, 12 people we can just start dumping into projects, get crazy sci-fi done.
Oh yeah.
The
thought being that there could be so here's the thought, I guess, where we pick a paper that is feasible to like implement and hack on and try and sort of push to like A, get the implementation down, and then B, maybe do something cool with it later. And then we have that paper as a, like, hey, if you are doing a paper club and or your paper club needs a paper to present, grab this one and like come catch up on some of the hacking we've been doing on it or whatever. And then that way there can be like a particular paper that is being worked on that's like bouncing across all of the paper clubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine people probably do that on their own if they want to. I don't think it's a bad idea. It's worth a shot. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That might work. If it did, that would be amazing. If it didn't, that would still not be a bad thing necessarily. But I sound hesitant. I'm just thinking about it. I think it'd be fine. Yeah, I think we should figure some way because like
yeah,
okay, so because we've talked about now like competition, supplying compute. That's already enough to get people in, right? Reading the papers. That's enough to get people in. I know a bunch of people will come in, except we can get people in who are like who wrote the papers, right? Like they wrote those papers. And then that's going to get even more people in. We know we're both connected really well, so like we can get it distributed to all the weird little niche development communities. Everyone's probably already talking to each other for the most part. So like whatever papers are getting worked on are going to draw in whomever.
that would be
So
the thing
the
is
offer of like, hey, let's all do this together is like very pro open source. I like it. I think other people will like it. I think everyone will get excited about that. Yeah. And then we put maybe some ads.
Yeah, the only thing I see is that since like it's easier to read a paper than it is to implement it, right? So the the thought being that like we might be as a sort of implementation club a little like behind the times, right? Because we might want to have a couple weeks where we're sticking to the same paper or something. So and a lot of those
do two like parallel things.
What do you mean?
Because the papers might. Okay, so the reading of the papers, that should be consistent because mostly people who join that are not going to care about the implementation.
Oh, like start
probably
another
not even
one
mostly going to be able to code. Yeah, we'll just start another one of those and use that as a platform to get people to do the implementations because the implementations, they could take a week. They could also take 3 weeks. They could take 4 hours, right? Like, it depends on the paper and who's excited for what. And honestly, you can't expect to find a paper that's going to excite enough people every single week. But a way to figure out if your paper did or not is to have one of these paper clubs just cycling through papers.
Well, that...
But like both things are, yeah, they're like communally very valuable to do together.
Well,
but they don't necessarily have to be bounded to each other.
Well, exactly, and you don't have to necessarily. So what I'm thinking is maybe like
yeah,
I just have.
Especially if paper sucks, but reading them is great. Then.
Well, yeah, that's the thought is like maybe I start off with a block of time kind of oriented around that sort of crab fun when it seems like everybody's free, and then that block of time can start off with like let's pick a paper, let's read the paper, then let's implement the paper, and then let's maybe jam on some further stuff kind of thing, and it can just sort of be like whoever is shown up and hasn't done Saturday nights, you think?
Saturday nights, and we advertise on Sunday at like 10:30 a.m. CST. I don't know why, but Sundays at about 12 CST, Twitter is on fire with AI stuff every single week.
Interesting. I might have to do. I've been digging into the Twitter analytics.
Yeah, I mean, even today, like stuff is going down. I think maybe it shifted a little bit since I was last paying too much attention to the analytics, but like for the most part, that has worked for me historically, anyways.
Well, yeah, and I think I'm kind of because I have I started an old repo for Basement AGI Club where I would just. And the times that I did it was I would just go through, sort of like look for cool papers, and then I ended up with a list of some of them that didn't have code that I wanted code for, and then presumably what that ends up doing is getting a decent list of papers to go through that we can sort of just spend an arbitrary amount of time on a given paper until there's code that we're happy with of it and move down to the next on the list, right? That's kind of the thought.
Yeah, or you could even if you wanted, you could say like we're just gonna get 2 groups of people hyped up about 2 papers,
sure. Yeah,
and then we're gonna get them to make a new implementation of both things.
Well, yeah, I think RJ brought up something to the effect of like we could do a sort of paper-oriented hackathon kind of deal, and that's sort of where this sort of spot started off anyways is primarily around like hackathons and events and stuff. So I think it might be fun to do a sort of one that's oriented around paper stuff too. But I think there's definitely stuff worth doing and figuring out. But yeah, I want to I think really the only reason I didn't get traction originally was just because I didn't do it. I didn't like just show up and sit here consistently enough for people to even show up to. So.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, is like consistency, and like the paper implementations just will be inconsistent because they're going to take it. Like it won't be inconsistent for the people involved, but it will be for like the people who might join, right?
Oh yeah.
And so the book reading gives us something nice and stable to lean on. That's also like fun to do.
Yeah. Oh, check that GitHub link that I dropped in chat. It is.
Where is it? Oh yeah, I forgot Discord has these chats now.
Yeah. It is the connection is the one that's good for API stuff.
Let's see. Specs first connection is modern Python web framework that makes spec first and API first development easy. I doubt it. Let's see.
I haven't really
I'll give my final thoughts on this one, then I gotta bail, but let's see.
Sure.
It's a modern Python web framework. What is it? Here, let me I'll stream it, and I'll participate for a moment. Let's see.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Oh, where's my
you on
GitHub?
stream today? Let's see.
All right.
We'll watch Automatis.
Okay.
The connection evaluation.
I don't intend to roast these people. This probably was an incredibly useful thing. I'm a naive baby who makes split-second decisions that oftentimes preclude me from using many useful tools.
Hell yeah.
I'll preface with that. So, connection, modern Python web framework to make spec-first and API-first development easy. You describe your API in an open API or Swagger specification, which sounds like I've already learned the API, as much detail as you want, and connection will guarantee that it works as you specified. Right, that's what specifying things in that specification tends to do, but perhaps I'm being a little shallow. I don't know what any of this means. Let's check out the docs. Let's check out the other docs. Alright. Ooh, they have a nice little Swagger UI.
Yeah, to me what it read like was just
This looks exactly as hard.
You think so? Because to me, it looked like...
What is the... I can't tell the difference.
Well, because to me, it looked like just right and an AP, OpenAI API spec. Like, however hard that is, maybe that's like way harder because I don't do it all the time. But I don't think it's terribly hard, or at least I don't think it's terribly hard to
it's just a JSON
generate.
schema.
Yeah.
But,
so. Yeah,
but here's the thing: is like, I also have to learn an entire library.
I mean, kinda, yeah. Depending, I don't know. I like learning libraries, so I'm fucking...
I just feel like if I know enough about this to be able to just write that spec really easily, and then also learn this library really easy, this probably is very optimal for this use case. Because I'm not familiar with it, because my experience with APIs is entirely like Flask apps that I've written on the fly for like inference servers and stuff. But like...
Well, so what's your problem with your API that you were having? Is it that you
Oh no, it's not that I had a... When I said API, I mean like an API, like not a REST API, but like a code base, like a library.
Okay, and you wanted...
So like, yeah.
You wanted something that
I wanted to not have to read this.
Yeah,
this is what I was complaining about. I was complaining about like, not this in particular, but I was complaining about like, I'm constantly having to use. I'm doing because I'm doing like ML deep learning stuff, right? I'm using weird libraries that are like half deprecated all the time, and I'm having to interact with weird parts of my computer, and so that just necessitates that I am constantly in a state of having like 47 libraries to learn, and so I try to use AI to just dump the docs in and say, hey, this is what I want my code to do. Can you just make it do this, but in this library? and then I just do that for as long as it would take me to learn the API before I give up 1 second before figuring it out, and then learn the API instead. And then that way later I can realize that I almost had it, but I didn't know it.
I mean, that, like...
And instead of doing all that, I would prefer if I could just, in that initial query of, hey, can you write this in this API? It was like, yeah, dude. And then I was done.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, so that's, I guess, like, how I do all of my development is I will take the docs for whatever weird little thing that I found that is cool, and I will dump them into, previously it was Verba, I think I might go back to Verba, or I will just use a, like, chat with repo utility, and then between that and, like, cursor docs, so, like, being able to at things on the web.
Dude, cursor doing that is so nice. Like, I wish I could, like, I want that so badly, like, but not on cursor's models. Because I don't want to make it.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by make it? Like, because or like, why don't
like,
you just
where I can
use
just, like, inline, like, in VS Code, just do at the thing? Because I can't do cursor locally.
What do you mean?
Like, you can't run cursor locally, it has to be connected to the internet. Even if you use a local model with, like, a reverse proxy.
Oh, so
this is a good one.
Do you need to have it not be connected to the internet, or like?
Yes.
Interesting.
I would prefer, yeah, well, yeah, because it's not that I need it not connected to the internet. I need it not all sent to like the company of Cursor. Like, I needed them not to have. It's like internal development for my company, right? Like, it's stuff that has to be because like I'm on contracts, or I have like PII to deal with, stuff like that.
Well, yeah. So I thought there was a fully local mode.
No, you can use local models, but you kind of have to trick it to do that. But it still has to. It actually sends the commands from them. Yeah, you have to like do your reverse proxy, and then you have to do it through ngrok or like try Cloudflare to make it like a publicly accessible one, so that they can send it requests from their servers. At least that was what I gathered trying to do it yesterday. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know, because I'm fucking set that shit up.
Yeah, I'll go back. I'll get back into it. But if that's well, yeah. So my let me think. Oh, so Avante probably won't have the docs part, but I use. Yeah, you could set this up in NeoVim to make it happen. Like I have a thing.
Vim? What am I, some kind of coder?
What's that?
So I don't use Vim. What am I, some kind of coder?
Well, what you could do is write a script that does what my NeoVim plugin does, which is you give it a link to docs, it crawls the sitemap, it runs them all through Gina or Firecrawl to get Markdown, then dumps them all into a folder, and then you, from that folder, use whatever kind of AI sort of coding assistant that you want to use to reference that, to ground it, basically.
Yes. I have to bail though. I gotta go. I'm 5 minutes late. So I left you a link though to something that you might find interesting if you're not familiar with that repository. It's straight sci-fi.
I will have to take a peek at it.
Catch you later.
See ya. Thanks
yeah,
for coming.
hit me up in DMs so we can. Yeah, dude. Yeah, but hit me up in DMs when you're done so we can link up. Peace.
Sounds good. Well, and with that, I think I will probably be done here. But we have some. I think we have a decent foundation for what we could do with Basement HCI Club, because I want to go make lunch too. I haven't eaten yet. But yeah, I'm gonna try and at least run it back next week, probably for the same. But I have a little, and I guess if you are a person watching this, you should take a look. You can go to this link here and then say what kind of your availability is like. If this is something that's interesting to you, then I guess I should put this in like the description of whatever the fuck. Let me just put it. Yeah, I'll put it in the description of somewhere. Hopefully, if you're seeing this, that you can see it too. And then try to do it around a scheduled time. And then, yeah, still kind of figuring out what it should look like, I think. But I think there's definitely some room to work here. So, yeah. I guess with that, we will call the reconvened basement AGI club done for the day. But if you're watching, thank you for watching. And hopefully we will be back next week. And you should come and help us either implement or read or figure out cool shit to do. Okay, that's it. Bye. Oh, yeah. Later, probably, I have to figure out how to get my Avalanche relayer up and running.